Well, I was going to do the Palmar Venus today, but when I came to get our box off the shelf, it was empty. So I don't know where the contents are, so we'll do the CRT Mike instead. Why was I going to do the Palmar Venus? That's because Mark's NX2 has bought one, and it would be nice for him next time to come, after this lockdown ends, to service his new radio to make sure that it's spot on. So we'll do something totally different, and it's the CRT Mike. Oh, that's not in English. Oh well. An instruction book. Handy. We'll know how to set the band. Oh, it's smaller than I thought. When Mr Chippie did the extended footage coming back to Tango Towers after he did the Midland 3001 customers repair test, it proved to be quite popular, so I think we'll do some extended footage as well, especially in these lockdown times. We'll be laughing at this in a few years, but there we are. So here we have a very small CRT mic. And 143, that's an early serial number. Then you get this all singing, all dancing microphone. Now, you know, these are a bit of a grey area mobile, because as the UK law goes, you can use a two-way radio without any problem in your car when safe to do so. But they're expecting you to use a normal type of microphone where you've got no buttons. I think you can get away with up down, but I think really once you start having all these things and displays, it's taking your eyes off the road, isn't it? And I reckon you could end up the wrong side of the law. So I think CBs like this are a bit of a grey area. Nevertheless, doesn't stop us from breaking the seal, so we can't send it back. Oh, that's fun, isn't it? That's stuff the seal. Get rid of that. Rubbish to the 2-year guarantee. I think I bet it in stock more than 2 years. So we'll go inside this, which uses Torx. Oh, that's stiff. Now, because I've got a memory like a sieve, I wouldn't know whether I'd seen one of these yesterday or today or whatever. It's quite possible that it's similar innards to something else we've seen. Is it the same innards as the little CRT Mini? I don't know. If I saw one yesterday, I wouldn't have remembered. So we'll have to make up a little diagram, so I will pause the video. So straight away there's something I don't like, and that is that we've got the 10.24 crystal just there, the reference crystal, and it's not adjustable frequency wise, so it's either on frequency or it's not on frequency, and that's not something I like. The old Uniden audio line series of sets from 81 played that game. But having said that, 38 years later, they're still mostly not off frequency that much to have to do anything about it. Output transistor, driver transistor, audio IC, modulation transformer, background music system just gone over to radio, ceramic filter, 2 crystal filters. Yeah, we've got 5 adjustments: W1, W2, W3, W4 and W5. So we'll aimlessly twiddle till we find out what they are, and of course I can put anything back that I twiddle, which I shouldn't have done. So we'll switch it on. If I can find out how you do that. It is on the top. Wonderful. It even tells us the voltage, which happens to be 13.4 according to this. Okay, so how are we going to set this to UK channels? And this is a 2014 model, even though they're current, so it isn't going to do automatically UK AM on CPT. See, it says here AM not authorised. Well, since 2014 on CE approved sets it is. So, oh, there's a stuffer sheet, do we? So we'll be on EUH for 4 watts AM, 4 watts AM when on EU, and we'll be on UK for the normal 40 channels that I want to use. They're the 40 channels I don't want to use. So how do we set this up? Oh, we have to find English first. Oh, how disappointing. The demonstration car has a Mercedes logo on it. What a letdown. I once owned a Mercedes for 4 hours. Second-hand one, it was 3 years old. And I sent it back as unmerchantable quality. Now, that was back in 1982. I don't know whether it's still the same, but it was so disappointing. Do you know what? It did 14 to the gallon. And we had a Toyota and a Nissan with the same size engine, the same size car at the time, same age, and they did 26 to the gallon each. So I don't know what was in the Mercedes, which only made it do 14 to the gallon, but it certainly went back as unmerchantable quality. It also didn't have air conditioning, even though I'd ordered it with. How bizarre was that? Right, that's got that off my chest. Okay, so the instruction book is only in French. How handy. So, this is fun time. So there's going to be a procedure. Here this looks like it. Selection de la norme. So, this is ridiculous. I never did do. They tried to teach me French at school. I got 7% in the exam. I was just so uninterested. Why did you concentrate? Because I'm not interested. I never need to speak French, I said. And then 50 years later, we have this instruction book. So it looks to me like you press function frequency and also MT set. No, I think we're going to have to find a translation of this instruction book, because I'm not getting anywhere with it. Okay, that's an improvement. Managed to download an English manual, and here is a relevant page. So, choosing the norms. Press the function key and the icon flashes. It does. Press short the MT set key and then repeatedly press until the band you want appears. Oh, that didn't happen. Short press until the F icon appears. Yeah. Short press. Ah, yeah. And short press of any key to confirm. Whoa, that was a bit... we'll be doing that again to put it into ECPTAM when we've messed up the modulation. Right, so I need channel 20. And the other thing we'll just do, and I did this whilst trying to find a way to set the band. If you long press a frequency and it puts it into frequency mode for whatever reason, 2779125, it can't be bothered with the other digits, so it just gives you first three. Yeah, right. We'll stay on 20. Okay, so we will see. I'll put the camera on, and we will see. I've got this on the 3 watt scale, so it'll be full scale deflection if it's doing 3 watts or more. And I'll try and keep out of the camera. So here goes. We'll press transmit. Just about does full scale deflection, so it's just about 3 watts. So put it on the 4 watt scale. Sorry, the 30 watt scale, and that confirms it's doing about 2.9 watts. So the only adjustments are presets, variable resistor presets. So one of these is going to be power. So we just have to, I would think that one's in the receive, because you've got the filter there. That could be something like some squelch setting, I don't know. That's near the audio IC. I'd expect that to be AM modulation. So we've got these 3 to fiddle with. So we'll see what happens. We'll start in the middle. It's not that. But it is that. And it'll go up to 5.5. So there we are, set at 4. So W2 is TX power set. So one of these will be deviation. So we'll get our little oscillator out. This is going to be a quick servicing thing with no inductors to alter. Mind you, if any of you want to see inside the latest CRT S Mini, because we've covered the previous version, but the current one has no adjustments whatsoever, but we did manage to coax 4 watts out of it in spite of it only arriving with 3.5, with some funny little coil jiggery pokery. So if you want to see that, let me know in the comments, and we'll do the CRT Mini latest version with no adjustments but some jiggery pokery. So what have we got there? 1. Oh, it's just timed out. So we'll try that one which we tried before. This thing times out after about 30 seconds. So it's not that one. It's not that one. It is that one. I'll turn the oscillator off. Whoa, that's that didn't work out. Wallow. Whoa. Wallow. This isn't working out. So we'll lower it to 1.5 on there. Wallow. That's more like it, 2.5. So deviation, TX deviation. So that's 2 out of 5. I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll look for AM modulation, and we'll just get that out of our hair, as they say. So we're back to changing the frequency again. I'll just lose that camera. So it's that, change, and it'll be EUH for high power, any button. So now it could be banned to put it to AM somewhere. There we are, AM, it says, and 4 watts. So we'll just check the power really is. I'll put that back on. Yeah, it's doing 4 watts. So now we'll set that to AM. See what the modulation is. Wallow. So once again, I think it could be that one. I'll get the oscillator back. It makes it easier and more repeatable. Yeah, it is that one. I'll set that for 75–80%. AM modulation. So we'll go back to UK channels and hopefully get rid of this timeout timer. So function, set, beep on, POR, don't know what that means, band, UK, any button. We'll just see what other functions are on this. Well, we just lose that again. So that timeout timer 300 seconds. So that's fair enough. Dual watch is with channel 9. Dual watch 1, 19. N ban. Oh, I'd have to look up what that is. RF gain off. Brightness 20, and then back to colour. So we'll go back to there. So that's the functions. But anybody can download the service manuals. I think I found it on something called manual.com, and it was totally free, so wasn't hard to do. So that leaves us with two dodgy ones. So what I'm going to do, we'll set the receive for S9 and see if the S meter is adjustable. So it's showing exactly S9, which is ideal. So if I can fiddle with W3, so that doesn't affect it, and W4, that doesn't affect it. So that's clearly factory set. So now we'll fiddle with the squelch. There's also a little cover there for plugging other things in. Would that be like an external speaker in? Off. So turn that to 4, whatever that is. It wraps around. It's 29 and then it wraps around. So we'll see how strong a signal we need to open the squelch. So it's, at the moment, it's about 3 volts, which is far too high. So is that adjustable, I wonder, with the 2 question mark presets? Is that the squelch preset for W3 or W4? No. So, well, actually, we'll check the squelch sensitivity while at it. Set it to squelch 1 and see where that comes in on the signal generator. That comes in at 0.3 of a microvolt. That's fine. Well, all I need to do now is to adjust the volume. So the button here toggles between volume or squelch. So we'll get volume down from 54. Might help if we're on channel 20. Yeah, that's better. So I wonder if there's an auto squelch which those presets do. So I'll look up the translation to just see if there's some more features. So yes, there is an auto squelch. There's also a mute function. So if you're in the middle of something, you can press MT. We're in keyboard lock at the moment. So MT, instant mute. So that's handy. So we've done the squelch. Auto squelch. Hold that button until you get ASQ. So you hold it and it goes into that. So then press the plus and minus volume buttons until you get to the setting you want. So let's set that up. So I've set that up to 5. And then once again, I'll just make sure that these two presets which we don't know about don't affect that. No. So that's auto squelch set. So yeah, that takes you back to normal and that takes you back to volume. So I wouldn't mind seeing a service manual, and then we would actually know what the two adjustments that aren't obvious do. So all we've been able to determine is that power is W2, modulation is W1, and transmit deviation for FM is W5. W4 and W3 remain a mystery. It has just struck me what one could be. I wonder if it's the low power one. On if we reprogram this for a country where you have, let me get this right, a country where you've got AM 1 watt, it could be that. It could be the low power setting. So what's that? So we set it to EU. We'll give that one a whirl. Frequency. Band. EU. So we said switch it to AM. It's 1 watt. And we'll now look at the meter. I'll switch the camera back on. We're in the 1 watt scale, so key it up, and we currently have got 1.3. So we'll just try and adjust mystery control. Yep, that's what it is. It's set 1 watt. Glad about that. So it's AM low power set 1 watt. So just in case the other is set AM high power, we'll just do that as well. So, oh good grief, I've gone past it. Yeah, EUH. So key that one up. And that's 4 watts. No, that doesn't affect it. Okay, we've got one mystery control. So I'll set this back to UK. There we are, back to UK. Okay, so that's set up, and we'll set the squelch to 0, and we'll just see how sensitive the radio can be. So we've got the squelch off. That's 0.3 of a microvolt. we'll turn that off. 0.2, 0.15, 0.1. Yes, it's just about off the clock, so it's and there's no CPU noise, I don't think. So we'll just put a strong signal on, and then I will turn off the modulation, and then we'll turn the volume to full on the radio. There's a little bit of ticking, but there's nothing. There's none of that whining that we've had on some of the recent sets. The volume doesn't wrap round, whereas the squelch wraps round. You've got to actually go down on this. So we'll turn that down, put the modulation back on, or the deviation. There we go. So it's nice and sensitive. The squelch is adjustable, both auto squelch and manual. It's a faff through this second function. I like radios which have got a volume control and a squelch control. And as I say, I think these are a bit of a grey area in the UK with the police. I know you could explain this away, but I don't think you want to be stopped. So we'll see how it works on the air, and I'll just do a quick flick round and see if we can hear any either good or bad buddies on channel 19. Okay, so we'll put this on the aerial. We'll press scan. Okay, that's not what happens. Bit quiet with this little 1-inch internal speaker, and we always do the test with the internal speaker. "19, Roger." Right, well, we're doing on the air test with that, with Mr Chippie, and we'll put some extra footage on return trip a different way, something like that. So that is the CRT mic, and I'm sure it works very well, but it's a bit of a faff, I would think, and when you compare it with something like the realistic 2003 from 1982, which is much easier to use with a real on-off volume and squelch and a big rotary knob on the front for channel. I know these is feature laden, but it just seems a bit of a faff mobile. This would be ideal if you're somebody who was bedbound, and you could have this in your bed and you've got everything on it without having to reach up. For somebody who is incapacitated, that would probably work very well as a kind of base radio. So thank you for watching.